It's a new year, and you know that means it is time to get serious about your success. I'm your Liftoff host, Jeanniey Walden, even more fired up about making great things happen. And to ring in 2024 the right way, I have brought on a special co-host, the one, the only, Sarah Vie.
So, Jeannie, I am so excited to be here today with all of you. And you're right, I know what we have in store today, and it is going to blow people's minds.
Beyond. You may remember Sarah Vie from Liftoff last season. Sarah is an internationally known visionary, an energy facilitator. We were doing energy exercises before the show, a manifesting expert, the #1 best-selling author of I Wish I'd Known, and so much more. Sarah, one of the things you're famous for is helping clients and followers achieve greatness. Are you ready to help every single person watching achieve greatness here today?
Oh, absolutely. I am so ready, Jeannie. And by the way, amazing new set. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. This greatness that we are enjoying today was actually created by our very first guest. She's here to help us transform our space into something great without spending a lot of money or time. You tell everyone about her.
Oh my gosh, it would be my honor. Happy to. So our first guest, Amanda Orso, is known as the high-low hostess. She has hosted A-list events for top celebrities, and she's here to help us redesign our homes and surroundings with ease. Don't we all need that? So welcome, Amanda.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Amanda, what you have done to this set is unbelievably phenomenal. I cannot thank you enough.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
What do you advise for people like me who can't tell what something is going to look like, but they want to do something new? Where should they start?
I think you start with one piece. I think when you look at an entire room like you're talking about, it can be really overwhelming. So practically, you maybe want to start with a budget, maybe a list of must-haves, things that you need to replace. Maybe it's a brand new chair or a new couch, but otherwise let yourself be inspired. So maybe you find a wall covering that you love, or a fabric or a chair. And if you start with one piece, you can kind of build upon a room from there. So really kind of let your imagination flow with that one piece and then build upon that.
Yeah, great advice. So what are some DIY ideas to keep those costs down?
Well, first of all, really small changes can make a big impact. So I like to think about hardware on your cabinets, for instance. That's a really easy change out that can make your cabinets in your kitchen just look brand new, really elevated, really expensive. Also think about your walls, your paint color. A fresh coat of paint can do wonders. Doing something really interesting, a wall covering. There's a lot of peel and stick wall coverings, peel and stick tiles, things like that can really make your space look elevated. Even changing out your light bulbs. The light and the ambiance, as you know right here, makes a huge difference in how you feel in your space. So maybe not as many overhead lights. Maybe you want more floor lamps, table lamps, things like that. Lighting can make a big impact too.
You know, what is the easiest way to, spruce up a space without a lot of time and money? You kind of mentioned some, but is there any other ideas?
Think accessories, right?
Yeah.
Accessories are your friend. So you can do so many different things with a room with just that. So I like to think about throw pillows, coffee table books. Spend some time really styling your coffee table or styling your mantle. Things like that can make a really big impact. Maybe creating a gallery wall. That can look really interesting. Maybe rearranging furniture from around your house, bringing a side table from another room. It might have a whole new life in a new room. So just rearranging your furniture, things like that, costs no money, doesn't take that much time, but can really create a totally different ambiance.
Well, you created a space that's inviting millions of people to be feeling at home when they're watching the show. So thank you so much. This was incredible advice.
Thank you so much.
I could talk about this forever. That was a blast.
I know. It's so exciting, right? And we are just getting started. Today's show is so packed with tips from leadership to financial advice to cooking. Sarah herself. So stick around because we've got more to come after this.
Hey, this is Bruce Hershey. I'm the co-owner of Piper Scratch Pizza Shop located here in Palm Harbor, Florida. Start your experience off with our house-made garlic knots or cinnamon knots. We offer a variety of subs that include our meatball sub, our hand-breaded chicken parm sub, and our classic Philly cheesesteak. But we're most known for our awesome pizza, like our signature Piperoni. We offer dine-in, takeout, and delivery through online ordering. So come enjoy some delicious food here at Piper's, from our family to yours.
And we're back with important information for everyone watching. Money saving tips.
That is right. Lawrence Sprung, CFP, and author of Financial Planning Made Personal, is here with 2024 financial savings tips, something every single one of us can use. Welcome to Liftoff, Lawrence.
Thank you for having me, ladies. It's a pleasure to be here.
What are some tips for those of us looking to save money in 2024, and who doesn't need to do that?
Yeah, I think the first thing that we all have to do, and it's the root of everything we do in our household, is creating a budget and understanding what money's coming in every month, what money's going out, and look for those opportunities to perhaps decrease some of the money that's going out. There may be subscriptions, things that you're not using anymore. Eliminate them. There may be providers that you're using, cable, telephone, that you've been longtime customers of. Call them up, see, maybe they're running a special for new customers, see if they'll offer that to you. And I think the important thing to remember is finding joy in the budget. Don't just cut everything out so that it's not fun. Find some joy, stick it in there, make sure it fits into your budget so that it's not this arduous task that is not fun in the end.
So in addition to a joyful budget, what are other smart financial moves to make this year? Investing, gold, silver, crypto?
Yeah, I don't know that I would talk about anything specific in terms of an investment vehicle, but I would say what we're seeing a lot of are people have retirement plans available to them. And what we're seeing many times is the employer is offering a match, free money. And many times the employees are not taking advantage of that. As an example, some employers may offer a 50% match up to 6%. So if you put in 6% of your pay, they're putting in 3% additionally. That's 3% of free money that you may be overlooking to help you today and for the future.
Interesting. And what are some best strategies to pay down your debt while still saving money? I don't know if that's possible.
Well, it is possible. It goes back to that whole budget question, right? It's figuring out the budget, figuring out what's left over at the end of the month, and then allocating monies towards those long-term goals. And then also allocating money towards debt and figuring out a way to attack that. And there are a lot of different ways to attack debt, the snowball method, starting with the higher interest rate. The bottom line is find a system that works for you and stick with it.
What are some tips to start saving money? Do you start as soon as you possibly can? Is it ever too late to start saving for retirement? What do you think?
The best thing to do is start as soon as you can. And if you haven't started yet, today's the day. Get started. Because there's a tremendous amount of value by starting early, because you get to take advantage of the eighth wonder of the world, which is compound interest. So even if you start with smaller amounts early on, by having those extra years where those monies are growing for you, they could have quite the impact long term.
Lawrence, thank you so much for joining us on Liftoff today.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
This was really great. And you heard him. Start saving right now and hurry up, save something, and then come right back, because we'll be right back after the break.
Over 30 hotel brands around the world. Discover more with Marriott Bonvoy.
Chris Norton is a 25-year veteran of the travel and hospitality industry, having worked at the leading companies including Priceline, Starwood Hotels, and most recently at Marriott International.
Not only that, Chris has been at the forefront of how using data and technology builds amazing personalized experiences for travelers. And he's also been a longtime speaker on how to build high impact and high functioning teams and the role of leadership in getting the best out of people. Chris, I'm so excited that you finally agreed to come on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
So you're a leader of marketing and personalization at Marriott and have a reputation for building high impact teams. How do you approach team building as a corporate senior leader?
Well, I think as a senior leader, it's perhaps the most important thing that we do because let's face it, the more senior you get, the less you actually do day to day in practical work. So hiring high impact teams and creating high impact teams is really job number one. And the way I really approach it first and foremost is by hiring from a people first standpoint. And what I really mean by that is I often lean much more heavily towards personality, positive demeanor, and a real lean in attitude as opposed to raw skills. And that's really because I believe we can train the technical in people, but you can't train those traits. And those are common traits of successful leaders. I think next, I found that many employees don't understand the high-level corporate strategy for the companies that they work in. And I know that often yields a disconnect between them and what we're trying to do and why we're doing what we're doing. So I really try to distill the corporate strategy down into usable chunks, and I hammer that home at every chance I get with my team so that they understand what we're doing. And finally, I take that one step further for our specific team, and I try every year to create no more than 5 priorities that directly align to corporate strategies. And I align all the specific projects that we think is going to move the needle against one of those 5 priorities. And I wheel it out every month at our check-ins and every quarter at our town halls to make sure that everybody knows why we're doing what we're doing and where we're going.
Well, look, Chris, it's a new year. And it's a time when a lot of people are switching jobs and a lot of leaders are going to be leading new teams. You came to Marriott 3 years ago to take over an existing team. What did you do to successfully slide into your role and take over the team without losing any momentum?
So when I came in, I had ideas. I had worked with Marriott in my prior role. So I knew a lot of the work that we were doing. I had worked with them. But really, the first thing I did is I asked, what do you think? And I think that's the most important question we can ask people. That's an ongoing tactic. So people will feel engaged in what they're doing. And it's surprising as a leader that the best ideas often come from the least expected places. And you don't know that unless you're asking, what do you think? And I make an effort to make sure I'm doing that every day. And ultimately, I filter that through our overall strategy, our budgets, everything else. That's the reality of the working world. But I would say beware of the leader that thinks they have all the answers. That's often a recipe for failure. And just simply asking, what do you think, is a way that you can come into a team, pick up a lot of the pieces that are in play and ongoing, but also know, like, what are the ideas that have been percolating that the people that have been with the company longer than I have really thought about. And from those ideas, there's always high impact things. And lots of examples that we've been doing at Marriott over the last 3 years.
Thanks so much for being on Liftoff, Chris.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
So when we come back, Jeanniey does what Jeanniey does best, and that is pushing us to keep changing the world for the better as she chats with a friend of the show, intelligent beauty contributor Francis Tesmer. You don't want to miss it.
You all know her, you all love her, maybe not as much as I do, but Francis Tesmer is back with us. She's a global entrepreneur and philanthropist with over 25 years of outstanding international business, leadership, and humanitarian commitment. Francis's inspiring journey reflects her lifelong passion for social justice, economic growth, affordable education, and the commitment to making the world a better place. We are so thrilled to have you back today on
I'm
Liftoff.
so happy to be back with you. Thank you so much.
Francis, so much has been happening since we last spoke, and it seems like every minute that goes by, something else amazing is happening with the initiative that you're doing with LEAD Rolf's Global Institute. So tell us and tell everybody who's watching how LEAD is utilizing the platform of beauty and the workforce to just create a positive impact in the world today.
Absolutely. LEAD is all about creating leaders in beauty space, right? The name is there, beauty leadership. So in today's time, as we all know, there is so many challenges in the world, right? You have poverty issue, you have climate issue, you have so many other different issues around the world. And our goal is for beauty professionals to be at the forefront of all of it, impacting every single person that they see through the education that they have received, right? Impacting everyone, taking this to the next level, making sure everyone is engaged in our challenges of today on many fronts, right? What I want to say is that beauty is ready to play its full work, its full force in the world. Beauty is no longer for our outer beauty, although we celebrate and love that, but beauty wants to do what beauty has the power to do, which is to be at the very front of everything that is beautiful, that is positive in our world. And we need it now more than ever before.
You are so right about that. And one of the things that I love so much about what you're doing is you're not just empowering the students. You're empowering the students to empower their clients and the industry. So you're creating a domino effect of goodness that is so strong, you really can change the world. Not just can, you are changing the world to make it a better place.
You know, and it is so important. I call it the ripple effect of beauty, right? So imagine we go to beauty professionals 48 times more than any other professional in the world. So imagine if a beauty professional is empowered, is doing well, represent the best of humanity, represent the best of beauty, how can that impact each and every one of us over time? The ripple effect of beauty.
I have one more question for you, Francis. How does LEAD empower beauty professionals to become advocates of sustainability?
Absolutely. Our innovative education includes curriculum about sustainability, right? So every beauty professional understands how important it is to embrace the beauty of our planet. And that can only be done through sustainability. So we empower beauticians to create salons of the future, products that are sustainable, right? Spaces that are sustainable, and embrace what's beautiful, what is protective of our planet Earth. Think about it. We call planet Earth Mother Earth. So who else should protect the Mother Earth? The women. The world of beauty. Yes.
Absolutely. I love it. You're just a beautiful woman from the inside out, and you're doing so much to create a beautiful planet.
So kind. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Aurora Cossio is a Colombian-Italian actress and entrepreneur, but is best known for her role as Estella in the upcoming Netflix series Griselda. Welcome to Liftoff, Aurora.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here.
We're so thrilled to have you on because you play Estella in the highly anticipated series Griselda. Can you share a glimpse into your experience working on the show and portraying such a complex character with everyone?
This story is based on a true story. This Colombian mafiosa woman was trying to lead the whole narco mafia drugs in the industry, in the business. And Estella is just learning everything about how the business works. And well, this is just a little bit of this story that is coming out on January 25th. Yes.
So beyond acting, you hold an advanced degree in psychology and founded Good Morning Happiness. How does your academic background and personal mission contribute to your creative projects?
I just wanted to create a brand that can help also in so many ways to improve their physical and emotional, world. How is the relationship between brain function, the chemistry of the brain, related to emotions and illness? So through using laughter therapy as a co-helper. So this brand is created with so much love, and I'm using all my resources, my emotional resources, and just including everyone. This is so much inclusion. There's so much inclusion in here, in this brand, in this purpose.
So incredibly inspiring. So thanks so much for being here, Aurora.
Thanks to you.
More to come after the break.
Well, now that we're inspired, we better make sure we have the energy to make big things happen. We're in the kitchen, obviously, with our co-host Sarah Vie. And among other things, Sarah recently wrote an amazing luxury lifestyle cookbook. Sarah, tell us a little bit about the book, why you wrote it.
So this is a cookbook, but it's a completely different cookbook. This is about rebooting our energy, not your personal energy, but actually your vibrational energy inside of you. And I introduce food in order to do that.
Amazing. Well, let's see it.
Yes, so I'm going to show today, this is one of my favorite recipes, and it's the root smoothie. So maybe while you ask me questions, I'm going to add things to it, and then we're going to kind of taste test it at the end. But what this is it helps our root chakra. It's in my book about what a root chakra is. The color of it is red when we're trying to restore back to the original essence of our energy. We want to eat foods that are the same color as that chakra. So I've already kind of started here. It's strawberries, raspberries, of course, because they're red, and a beet, a little bit of a banana. And then, so one of the key ingredients that I love to add is turmeric. It is one of the most amazing spices you can use for inflammation, and so I just put a little bit of that. And I bought these spices. This is hibiscus, and I bought these spices at a recent trip to Egypt. So you don't have to go to Egypt to find these spices. You can actually go to Whole Foods or somewhere just to find the spices that align with whatever you're making. I use these pressed juices, and if you're going to add any kind of juice, just make sure that it's organic and pure. You don't want a lot of added sugar. So I add a little bit of that in. I kind of eyeball this because I've made it so many times, and then I do not put any real dairy in. You can use either oat milk, you can use almond milk, coconut milk, whatever suits your taste buds. And I think that this is really important, not just putting it in some plastic cup.
Absolutely.
But we actually put it in a beautiful, glamorous looking glass. These are vintage glasses that I've, and there you go. And I know because this time of the year, we're traveling a lot, or we have traveled a lot, and we need to feel a little bit more grounded. And this is a really, really great way to feel back in alignment again.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah. So,
Happy New Year.
Yes, you too.
Cheers. Cindy Kaza is a psychic medium and co-host of the hit travel channel show, The Dead Files. She works to help bring closure to families dealing with unwanted paranormal activity in their homes.
This is so thrilling. And Cindy is currently touring the United States, connecting audience members with their loved ones on the other side. And she is here with us right now. So welcome, Cindy.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, Cindy, this is fascinating. For the rest of the world, how often do people experience paranormal activity, like a haunting, and how should they address it if they see?
That's a really good question. I really believe that everybody has this ability to a degree, especially the intuition, the psychic part. I say everyone can play the piano. Not everybody's going to be a concert pianist, but I think most people have had experiences maybe that they question, they can't quite explain. Smelling cigarette smoke or perfume in the room is common. Having visitation dreams. So a lot of people have really, really vivid dreams of their loved ones after they've passed away, and the person will wake up and know that it was a different kind of a dream. And that happens a lot. When I do my live events, I always ask my audience, how many of you have had a visitation dream? And it's usually 80% of the audience. So I think these things are happening quite often, but I think people don't really have a place to talk about their experiences, and they're afraid people are going to think that they're crazy if they do.
Wow. So what is a spirit guide? And does everyone have one? And how do we find our own?
That is a great question. So everybody has a spirit guide. I believe that we all have at least one spirit guide that's with us for the duration of our lives. And spirit guides are people on the other side that, have experience with different things. So for example, if you are in this lifetime and you have 10 children, you probably have a spirit guide that understands what it's like to have a lot of kids that's there to help you. I do it through meditation. So I think there are a lot of guided meditations out there that can really, help people meet their guides. But I think the key is that you have to trust the experience. So if you're doing the meditation and you see your guide, you have to really believe that that's what's happening. And the more that you believe, the more you receive.
Tell us about your Dead Files co-host role and how you feel about doing the show.
Yeah, so Dead Files, man, it was a really, really crazy show to film. It was really, really fun. We went in and helped families that were having unwanted paranormal activity. And my co-host is a retired New York City homicide detective. So he would do all of the investigative part, and I would go in and tap into the spirits in the house. We're really, there to let the families know that they weren't crazy, right? Because these families were having just really scary experiences. Think of it this way. If somebody passed away in a tragic way and they didn't have closure, they had unfinished business, and they weren't able to resolve these things, right? They can stay in a location. And the people that are living in these homes are able to feel the presence of these spirits. And, imagine being on the other side for 50 years and nobody's listening to you. And then finally somebody in the house can hear you.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Cindy, from Sarah and I, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
An
me.
Incredible conversation. Do you love her?
Oh my gosh. I have so many questions, but I know we don't have time. Oh my gosh, Jeannie, it was so great being here.
Oh my God. Sarah, I think you paved the way to greatness for all of us in 2024.
Oh my God. So thanks, Jeannie, and I hope you and your audience continue on the path for a transformative year.
Yes. What a show. That is the way we do it. High five. Yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. We hope you learned something new. We totally learned something new. Good luck in your dreams tonight. Open your mind, because that will help your business, your life, and your mindset.
The proceeding was sponsored by Liftoff Enterprises, LLC.